What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG. I'm here today with Andrew.
Howdy.
And you're not playing Dino like you were before.
No.
No. I thought you were going to be playing Dino tonight, and then you were playing what I hoped you would be playing.
I considered it, but then I finished work late, and I kind of just didn't want to rebuild it, and yeah, I've been there and done that, so whatever.
Okay, nice. But what are you playing?
I'm playing new to Drytron.
I forgot what Drytron, the word that it was called then, and I was like, what?
Yes.
Okay. So
you have a name.
You are going to change this going forward in the format, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen a few builds online, and I want to try the one that runs the Battle Lords and Curious and some stuff like that. I think it's a fair bit better, but this is just what we're playing. And it did well. It went X1 tonight, so I'm fine with that. So.
Okay, cool. We'll bring you that other one later in future.
So we've got pretty standard 3 Thuban, search the monsters, 3 Zeta, search the spell. You're on 2 Gamma now, because you can't search things without Union Carry, you just can't get to things as easy, so you run different ratios. 2 Delta, because drawing's pretty good, but yeah, it's alright. This runs through green package, so 1 Rise, 1 Magician, and this build runs the Vanities package. So the end board you want to end on is Vanities Dragoon, that's generally the way to go. 1 Manju for the follow-up turn, or for going second, you search that over Vanities generally. The rituals, you want Benton, because Sweet Prince is at 1. Then your Megalith package, which most people are familiar with.
This card's at 1, and people were like, put it to 1 because you won't loop it. Against me, you resolve this 3 times in 1 turn.
That's true. The Megalith stuff does do it. So all that stuff online I found very, very powerful. So there's a lot of good people doing the Drytron stuff. I kind of gave up on the deck, and then people were kind of like, nah, it does stuff. And so I tried it, and it did some stuff. So that feels good. So the stuff that does stuff is, so you've got your Megalith full. It's actually really, really strong. So quick effect special one from the deck, which gives you your off-turn interrupts. And then through its ability, you add back, that's the main way you loop your Benton. But I'm sure people are aware of that now.
Yeah.
So typically the one you special from deck, the Ophiel, this is just a search and just part of the combo. And then the actual interrupt is the Bethel. So that like pops 3 to 4 cards depending on what you do.
Josh is sitting here all really excited because someone's playing Megalith cards.
Yeah. I think you always run main deck 1 Lancia, but I'm meaning 3 because our locals is very invocation heavy.
Yeah, we have a very heavy invoked.
Yeah. If it was a regional or something like that, I'd probably just main the 1 because it's so searchable. 2 Ghost Spells. I mean, this could be anything, right? You don't have to run anything special, like 3 Ashes, perfectly.
You can always change them up to whatever your locals is.
And that's the monsters. So spells, I've just gone for ultra consistency, at least for main deck. So triple Fafnir. Yeah, some people cut this, some people run 1, 2, or 3. I like 3, and it's an easy side out. And because it's just basically running 6 copies of Nova. And Nova is what does things. Then we've got 3 Prep. Prep I'm starting to like less and less, at least in this build, because you very quickly run out of ritual monsters. However, once again, in the build going forward with Battle Lord, you have way more targets and you have some recycle. Then of course, 3 Cyber Emergency, because it searches the things. 2 Pot of Prosperity, which was incredibly good in this deck. The extra deck is very flexible. You don't need like half of it, especially now that the Union Carry and all that's gone, so it was very good. Makes it way less bricky.
You played 2 and you still got 2.
Yeah.
You still drew 2 against me?
Yeah, well, I mean, opening 2 is kind of rough, but it's good if you don't die.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's the thing. And then the 1 odds, the Red Eyes Fusion, of course for Dragoons, set off Verte. The 1 Mediator Drytron, 1 Foolish Burial, which is more important than ever now as another way to get to the Drytrons you miss because you don't have carrier. And then 1 Instant Fusion. And obviously moving forward, like once we get the XC, a lot of this changes, you get a lot more access. It's a free dump and everything else. So anyway, that's the main deck. I think it was 41, I think. Extra. So 1 Anima, which is a key later for the Curious combos in the next build, but still at the moment, they just outs things that added a big token against yours truly.
The giant Medolce token.
Yeah. Link Karubo, because getting rid of those things. Verte for Dragoon. IP for obvious reasons. Just your typical Nightmare package. Cerberus sucks, but I always find up putting it back in. Every time I get rid of it, I always need it the next game. Then Unicorn, and all this is mainly just a link climb into your access code, which usually finishes up your games. But you occasionally go into your Appaloosa to control, and sometimes you can't get game with access code, but you can with Boral Sword. So while the deck has so much room, you just run both. Why not?
Yeah, may as well.
And Prosperity, just if you think if you're not going first, you can get rid of most of this stuff. It's pretty good. For the fusions, because we're on the instant fusion, we've got the Millennium Ice Restrict. not needed at all, but it's just another card.
Would you consider cutting the Institution to get it down to the 40 cards if you're playing 41?
With this build, I like it. With the next build, I don't. So the other reason I like it in this one is sometimes you just need another body to get to the Verte. Whereas in the next build, it's a lot more resilient to that kind of stuff, and you don't even run the Verte package, so it's fine. Dragoon, of course, because that card's really fair and balanced. And then just the stock standard Zeus package.
Gets you through the Zeus.
Yeah, gives you your two cents. And that's it.
Something else, would you consider playing the Link 5, one that floodgates out extra deck for your IP package?
I'd consider it. I just don't go into IP that much in this deck. Okay. It just seems to be, it's more of a mid-game thing for me. The standard combo doesn't always end in it, but I'd happily consider it.
You could do instead.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. But, the deck's relatively new post-ban list, so, I'm not opposed to experimenting with it.
Did you have any key side deck cards at all? I put you on the spot.
Nothing really. Just trolls and stuff. Ogres, which have never really come up. I always like to have them in there, but and then just ashes, which often come in, like nibs, and then some back row removal.
So I'm assuming you're essentially just replacing the 2 Bell and the one of the Lanciers for these guys?
Often. So I main deck the 3 Lanciers. So if I'm going first, I'll side out 2 Lanciers because you can just search the one. Like you don't have to draw into it. You just search it. And then I guess it depends on the matchup. Like against Invoke decks, I might actually still keep multiple Lanciers just because Lancering every turn is pretty damn good.
And the fact that you can't negate the activation and Bell negates activation.
Yeah, exactly right. So I don't know, just play it by ear. This is by no means solved or a master side deck. It's just generic answers to other stuff, and there's probably way better answers out there, but
Awesome. Do you have anything else to say before we go?
No.
Again, I've put you on the spot. So thank you very much for the deck profile, though. I'm sure we'll see you again later on in the format as you build the deck and change it up with those Vendra changes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Hopefully it'll be good. Yes. Also, Vanity's Fiend only says opponent. Or Vanity's Ruler.
That's true, but it's okay because it's mine.
Yeah, made me quite sad. But as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG, here with Andrew, and have a good afternoon, everybody.